Hey guys, so we're checking out a native 1080p projector with 4K support. It is the Apeman LC650. It has a maximum of a 300-inch display. It has a 6,000 lumens, 50,000 hour lamp life. That means you can watch content 6 hours for 365 days a year for 22 years. It has an electronic keystone correction of plus or minus 45 degrees for both vertical and horizontal angles. Contrast ratio of 5,000 to 1, and it weighs in at 4.5 pounds. So the dimensions are about 8.5 inches deep and about 10.25 inches in width and about 3.5 inches thick. On the top we have the push button power on and off switch, and in the rear we have the power input. It is AC 100 to 240. We have a speaker, an infrared sensor for the remote, an HDMI input. We have 2 USB inputs, an audio video input, and a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. On the right side, we have a ventilation grill. And in the front, we have another ventilation grill and another infrared sensor and the lens and the focus wheel built into the rim of the lens. We also have a height adjustment knob. Push this little knob in and the height adjustment slides right on out. Adjust the height and let go for setting the height. And on the left side we have another speaker and a couple of more ventilation grills. Here's the remote control. In the rear we have a round knob. Press down on it, slide the battery compartment door open. It will take 2 AAA size batteries, not provided. Slide the battery door back in there. And in the front, we have the power on and off button. We have the keystone adjustments on the top. And the next one is the previous and the next file scrolling. And we have a square pad on the top left-hand corner is the pause and play button. And on the right top corner is the input source. We have the 4-way scroll pad, OK button in the middle. On the left bottom corner is the menu button, and the bottom right corner is the return button, and we have the volume controls. Okay, so to power on the projector once it is plugged in, you can hit the power button on the remote control or the power button on the projector itself. Takes a few seconds for it to warm up and turn on. There you go. A good distance for a 120-inch screen is about 12 feet away from the screen. So here I am in the garage. I'm about 12 feet away from the screen here, the projector that is. And here I have a 120-inch fabric projector screen on the wall that works out very well. The projector is, however, capable of a 300-inch screen display, and if you have a wall or surface area big enough for a 300-inch projector screen or a light colored wall for the display size, it will accommodate that size. All right, so I have everything set up in the garage here, and I have the workbench light that is turned on at the moment, and I also have a ceiling light behind me that is turned on. So it is pretty much illuminated in here, and the picture quality is still very clear. I can see everything. So let me go ahead and turn off the workbench light. Okay, so that is so much better. Now, after finding the perfect distance for the display size, first thing to set up is the keystone angle. And by default, it is set to adjust the vertical keystone angle, but by going into the keystone settings, horizontal keystone angle can be adjusted as well. And on the remote control, here are the keystone settings. So let me hit the left button. The top gets smaller and the bottom gets bigger. So you can adjust the keystone angle depending on how high you have placed your projector on a surface, like on a table or on a stand. Now then you want to rotate the focus dial to get the clearest picture. So you can rotate it until you get the perfect, clearest picture. Now the display is amazing. Now I've been using a native 720p projector with 1080p support, and although it is clear enough, I was not completely satisfied with it. But this native 1080p projector with 4K support is simply amazing. So going towards the screen, and check it out. Here's my computer screen here. And the projector screen. Very nice. You can see some pixelation when you get up really close, but once you step away, everything is just amazingly clear. Far better than the 720p projector. Okay, so here we are at the main menu, and here you can choose from movie, you can choose music, photo, or text files from the input that is currently on, which is USB 2, and you can go to the source and change which input, and you can also go into the settings. Okay, so using the scroll wheel on the remote control, you can scroll. Let's go into the source. Hit OK to enter, and you are able to choose from audio, video, HDMI, USB 2, and USB 1. I currently have a thumb drive in USB 2 with some videos in there, and also a Chromecast attached to the HDMI input. So let's go to the USB 2, hit it, and hit movie, and there you go, the main drive. And here are some of the videos that I have in here. So let's check out this one here. Very clear. Now this is a rip off from the YouTube channel MP4 file. So it's actually a 720p quality video. It almost looks as if we're looking at a 1080p quality video. Okay, you can go ahead and pause. You can fast rewind, fast forward. You can go to the previous file or the next file. You can go ahead and stop. You can set it to repeat all of the files that are in the USB drive, and you can set a point A and set a point B and loop it. You can look at the playlist, the information of the video itself, and you can slow forward. You can slow it down to 16x and resume play. And you can also step forward by hitting the OK button and going frame by frame as well. And you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can change the aspect ratio. Okay, all of the lights in the garage is now turned off. It's very nice. Okay, let's go into the menu. So here we can change the picture mode. Right now is currently set to user. And here you can change the contrast, brightness, color, or the sharpness. You can change it to vivid, standard, soft, and back to user. Change the color temperature to cool, medium, warm, back to user, and you can change the red settings, the green settings, and also the blue setting. You can change the aspect ratio to auto, 4:3, 16:9, or leave it on auto. You can reduce the display size. It's currently set to 100. This is handy when your projector is quite not at the right distance, so it's slightly bigger or smaller than the display size, so you can reduce the display size just very slightly at a time to fit the display screen. Set it back to 100. You can auto source and the LED temperature of the projector. The sound mode currently set to user. You can set the treble and the bass. You can set it to standard, music, movie, or sports. You got surround sound. Currently it is off, but here you go. You can change it to SRS surround or just regular surround. Let me get out of the menu and resume play. Here's the true surround. It's a little distorting at 100% volume. And here's the surround sound. I kind of like it set to the off position. Here you can set the clock, you can set the off time, the on time, you can set a sleep timer and auto sleep. Change the language, and here's the Keystone settings, right now set to horizontal. You can set it to vertical. And here you can rotate the display, so if you are upside down, from the opposite side of the screen and upside down. You can update the software via USB, restore factory default, and check out the version. Okay, currently the volume is set all the way up to 100. I'm going to go ahead and lower it down. So here we are at about 50%. And it seems to be a little bit too soft. Going down to 0 volume. And all the way up to 100. Now it does not distort or anything like that without the surround sound on. So you are able to watch a movie at the volume at 100%, and it is loud enough, but you can also add a external speaker via the 3.5mm headphone jack. And let's check out the sound mode. Here's the standard mode. Here's the music mode. Movie mode. Does not make a lot of difference. And sports mode. So the treble and the bass gets fluctuated on each of the modes. User mode at treble 50 and bass 50 is just fine. Okay, I got my Apple TV hooked up to the HDMI input port. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Here we're checking out a little bit more 1080p video clips. So that is my review video of the Apeman LC650, the native 1080p projector. It makes everything look so nice and clear and so immersive, especially when you are watching FPV footage, and with so much time spent at home nowadays due to the stay-at-home order, it is worth the investment. So that is it for now for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.